think over the past 3 weeks or whatever it's been, having 2 scrimmages under our belt and all these practices every day after school on top of preseason, I feel like we've all really come together, like you said, and we have really evolved into a team that plays more together as well, because we all have the individual skill. We can all now play together, and I think we all kind of know our role and what we're going to do, and yeah, we're just ready to do it.
I think we all like where we are right now. I think preseason really set us up for this moment. I mean, kind of like nerves are building a little bit first game of the season. Like we have scrimmage and everything, but it's the first real actual game. I think everyone's a little nervous, but mainly excited, and I think everyone likes where we are right now.
I'm feeling pretty good. I think the last 2 weeks were really good for us, development-wise, figuring out where guys are, where we are as a team. Playing Exeter was a good challenge for us. They're probably one of the best teams we'll see all season. And that was our first game of the season, so obviously we had some kinks to work out, but it went pretty well. And then Pelham was a better test for us to just get little things figured out, work on some of our set plays, work through things like that. But I think we're in a really good place for Oyster River on Wednesday.
Until you actually get out and you roll the ball out and you see how we stack up against an opponent in a game that's real, that's going to count on the record. I say it every day, I still get the butterflies, still get that feeling of nervousness. Like, I think I'm probably the harshest critic of my own kids. Like, I always look, I tell the kids, I scout our own team. Like, I know our weaknesses, I know it, and I always think worst case scenario, in terms of like, this could go wrong or that could go wrong. But then you start to think about all the things that we really do well. And I've been reminding the kids over the last couple of weeks about the things that are going to set us up to be successful, and just things that we have to continue to work on throughout the season if we are going to get where we want to get at the end of the season.
These first 2 games have given us a good opportunity to get the younger kids involved and get them like kind of acclimated to the offense that we're running, and so that they're always ready to get in. And so I think that's kind of amplified. Now all of us are involved and we're all ready to go, and we all have the same mindset. So yeah, it's the same feeling, and I just think we're all ready for Wednesday, which is our first game.
I think that's been a unique challenge, is not having a lot of guys that have familiarity with the Oyster River program. I've been trying to tell them what a tremendous amount of respect I do have for Coach Haley in that program. 2 years ago, they played us about as tough as anybody. We went to their place first game. We were doing those COVID back-to-back games, right, and playing the same opponent twice in 1 week. Went to their place. Played well into the second half in a tight game, was able to pull away at the end, and then later that week they come here and play us to a 4-3 overtime. We ended up winning 4-3. It was a very dramatic, great, well-played game.
We had overtime game against them, and one of our juniors, Ryan Etzo, had a great goal in that game to give us the win over Oyster River, and that was a really actually special moment. I remember that really clearly, and it was a special moment I always remember.
It's a good game for us to work through our offense and our defensive sets without worrying too much about specific matchups and worrying about specific players. Because I think all around Oyster River will be a solid team, but I don't know that they'll have any star players that we'll have to key in on. So it'll be good for us to just get solid defensive and offensive sets.
Know what they're capable of. My coaching staff knows what they're capable of. And I think the kids do. They get it, but they haven't experienced it, But they do know Coach Haley, and they do know, they have a tremendous amount of respect for what he does.
I think most guys are like me, we have no idea what we're really getting into. I know Coach is going to watch them sometime this week, or he already has watched them. But he gives us a little pre-scout report on what we know, what we need to know, and these guys we should watch out for, and what things we can do to kind of take advantage of their defense and maybe jump a double on defense or something like that. And it really sets us up for, especially guys like me not knowing and never playing them before, or guys like Quinn where he's played them in the past, and it really sets us up to kind of know what to expect, but also we still go in with a little cautiousness, not knowing who's going to be out there for them and not knowing what we're really running into. That kind of takes the first couple of minutes to understand what we're going into.
Go out. I think everyone views it the same way and just play as hard as we can together. I don't think we're really worried as much who we're playing against, just being the best versions of how we can play and approach any game situation. So yeah, I think we're ready regardless of who they have.
I mean, I love the bus rides. We have these 2 big JBL speakers that bring on the bus. We're pumping music the whole time. People are getting riled up. You can come out a little flat, which is something that, even at home games, we tend to come out a little flat. So I think that's something we're really going to be trying to work on in terms of a mindset issue. And it can be way harder coming off of the bus and you're kind of feeling cold, and you're in like a unfamiliar place and you have to get into the mindset and get ready for game time. So that will definitely be something we have to overcome and work through as the season goes on. But I like the bus rides. I think they're fun. Traveling's fun, and it's always kind of cool to get to see other people's stadiums.
It's not my favorite thing. I mean, you know, I'd rather have like a home opener, kind of like our Friday game, where it's home at night. You know, we can get a good crowd going. But I don't mind an away game. It kind of the bus rides. I think most guys you ask, they say they like the bus rides. They have fun on them. It's not too far of a ride. It's not like we're going up to Hanover for our first game. So I think most guys don't mind it, but I think a lot of guys would rather have it at home.
I think the nice part is it's a 4:30 start on Wednesday, so we'll be able to leave here a little bit later. We can get there with plenty of time to warm up, get out, use the bathroom, stretch the legs, do all those kind of things. And again, it's a good opponent to open up with. It's someone that's going to test us, someone that, you know, we can work out some of the kinks and learn, like, okay, this is how to do a road trip. But I'm not too worried about it because we have a lot of, in terms of the bus, because we have a lot of guys that are basically returning from last year. They've been through it. They've done this before. They know the routine, and I think they'll prepare well for it.
check on 21. I go 14, I go 14. Mickey, no, we're not Mickey. Go, you're on. Take on. Push it. Push it. Up right. One right. Stick out, Pearson. Come left. Watch middle. Cut Michael. Cut Michael. Got. Yeah. Yes, Glenn.
I know the narrative out there that Winnacunnet lost a lot of kids. You know, they're always well coached. They always have the right guys in key positions. You know, they always seem to develop a goalie, somebody that can scrap it up and take face-offs. Their defense is always solid. They return, as you know, they return some very good guys on the offensive end of the field that we're definitely going to have to account for. And then, like we said, until you get out there, yep, their defense is green, but you don't know what to expect until you get out there and play. So I'm expecting a battle with them on Friday. I think the kids are as well. Another team that we have a tremendous amount of respect for, and a game that we're happy is at home on turf. But that being said, even in the every year we played, whether it's been at their place or here, they always seem to be tight battles that ebb and flow back and forth.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. They always have a really tough, solid team, and they're always a team that I respect Winnacunnet. But we've had me personally, I've had some frustrating matchups against them, just kind of heartfelt losses against that team. And this year I'm hoping we can just end that and just move forward and play them the best we can, and then hopefully come out with a win.
I noticed it in the Exeter scrimmage. I noticed it in the Pelham scrimmage. Again, got to show it in a game that counts. But I do think these guys, they're not going to be afraid. If anything, I'm more nervous that we'd actually might play too physical, right? We've got to be able to play under control. We've got to stay out of the penalty box and play a good brand of lacrosse. We've always played with high IQ. We've always moved the ball faster so that the other opponent can't hit us. But I think we can get into a game now where if a team wants to be physical, we can stand up to that. So it'll be interesting to see on Friday.
That's a fair assessment. I mean, we basically have the same team last year. We're all just bigger and stronger. So I think we can match up with Winnacunnet's physicality better this year. And then I think defense-wise, they have some really strong individual players that will be better suited to match up with this year.
Yeah, I'd say they're one of the most physical. But I think our team this year especially handles that really well. I think we're actually a pretty physical and just competitive team, so I think we'll match up good against that.
Twice last year, we split 1-1 with them. It's always going to be a battle with them. They're, like you said, they're physical, big football school, so a lot of football players come over to play lacrosse. I think we're not the biggest team in our league right now, but I think we can definitely play like it. So I think we're not too worried about their size.
We've talked about that. We started this weekend. I told the captains, everybody needs to have a water bottle in their hand all week long. Little sips all week long, trying to, it's not something you do the day before the game. You got to build up to that. And I said it's dangerous right now, right? It's still kind of chilly and cold out right now, but gradually each day it's going to get hotter and hotter. When it's cool outside, you don't realize you're dehydrated. If you wait till Thursday or Friday to start trying to hydrate, it's going to be too late at that point. So we've made it a point this week that everybody needs to have a water bottle in their hands throughout the whole week, and working on that now so that we're prepped for Friday. Some guys will, some won't. Hopefully we will have more guys that will than won't. But it's definitely, it's on the captain's minds, it's on my mind, and we're trying to do everything we can to prepare guys for that.
Yeah, well, we started talking about it last week. We want people to be walking around with water bottles, being hydrated. drinking as much as they can throughout the day. So that'll be a really important thing come Friday when we play Winnacunnet. But also just keeping up with that throughout the week, not just on game day. So eating well, drinking lots of water, getting good sleep are going to be really important key factors for a week like this week where it's going to be hot. And then just temperature-wise, it's going to be hard maybe to stay focused. You just feel drained or you're sweating and you want to take a break. But working through that will be a good mental challenge for us.
Head's been on all of us about drinking water all week, especially letting the captains know, having the younger guys know. Everyone should be walking around school with at least just a water bottle, and that way they can refill and everything. I think most guys understand that. They know how serious it is, so I think with guys just taking precautions like that, we'll be all set.